Hello, IJ family. This is Jen, IJ Health and Wellness Coach and Coordinator. Thank you so much for joining me on this lovely Wednesday for movement medicine. You will be needing to have a chair. We will be utilizing a chair. We will be starting standing up today. I want you to keep your feet about hip distance apart. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, and we're going to focus on drawing the navel all the way back to the low spine. So in other words, if I'm on the side here, you're going to notice if my index finger comes right in my navel, I'm just going to slightly press my index finger into my belly button and then drawing it back so you have a bowl-shaped scoop over the navel, and then I release. And then as you draw it back, I want you to think about lengthening through the crown of the head, growing a little bit taller. So in other words, picturing is if somebody's taking your photo, and in that photo, you're standing nice and tall, shoulders draw down the spine, away from the ears, and again, we draw the navel back, and then we release. So as you draw that navel back, you should feel almost like an imaginary corset wrapping around, all the way from the front of the abdominals, all the way to the back of the low back region. Beautiful. And one more time here. And this is a great stretch and exercise to practice while you're driving. If you hit a red light, keep that engagement, that core nice and tight, and then slowly relax. Beautiful. From here, I want you to lift your left arm up, and you're going to bend the elbow. You're going to slide that left arm back behind you. So knuckles are going to be facing your back. And then we're going to extend the right arm out here. From here, I want you to take that right elbow, and you're just going to dip it so it taps the bottom of that right rib cage. And then you're going to extend the fingers out to the right side of the room. Again, we just lower that right elbow down, keeping the feet still hip distance apart. We're still focusing on keeping our hips square to the front of the room. That navel is still engaged, shoulder blades are down, and we're lengthening through the crown of the head. One more time, we're going to add on with this movement. We extend. Beautiful job. From here, you're going to lower the elbow down. And then as we extend, I want you to drop your left ear down to your left shoulder. So you get a nice little stretch along that right side of the neck. And then as that right elbow drops, we're going to restack the head over the spine. Again, we lengthen through the fingers, dropping the left ear down to the left shoulder, taking your time, enjoying the stretch. And then slowly allowing that right elbow to float down to the bottom of the rib cage. Making sure that both of our feet are sturdily planted into your mat or into the ground. Thinking about of your feet as the anchor point, but it's still keeping that core nice and engaged. We're going to hold it here, our last one. Holding it here. And now I just want you to rotate your chin and your eye gaze down toward the left side of the body. So we're tipping the neck down toward your mat, getting a little bit of a deeper stretch. We're going to rotate the eye gaze and head forward, restack the head and spine, and allow the right arm to float down. Beautiful. Release and relax that left arm. Before we get to the opposite side, we're going to take that right arm and we're just going to slide it down the outer portion of our right leg. And then we restack. Now, very important, as you slide the right fingertips down, I want you to still focus on keeping that left foot planted and rooted into the mat or the ground. So it's not peeling or picking up off the ground, but now you should be feeling a nice lateral stretch throughout the left side of the body, the left rib cage, the left oblique here. Going into that hip. Last time. And then restacking all the way up. Beautiful. We're going to rotate to the opposite side now. I want you to lift the right arm straight up, and we're just going to rotate the palm back, and then we're going to slide the arm back behind us. So knuckles facing the low back. We lift and extend the left arm here. Palm faces to the front of the room. The elbow draws down to the bottom of the rib cage, and then we extend our fingertips as our arm extends. Remember, keep that core tight. That first exercise we did, that imaginary corset, is very important. Thinking about lengthening through the spine and the crown of the head and keeping both feet rooted into your mat or into the ground. Beautiful job. Let's take this to one more, and then we're going to add and incorporate a nice neck stretch with this. So from here, as that arm extends out, I want you to drop the right ear down to the right shoulder, holding here. Taking your time, And then when you're ready, bringing that left elbow down to the left rib cage, restacking the head over the spine. Again, dropping the right ear down, extending through the left fingertips, and then dropping that left elbow down, restack the spine. 2 more here. Inhaling in through the nose, exhaling out as you hold through pierced lips. And restack. And last time, extending, holding here. And now getting a little bit into a deeper neck stretch. We're going to rotate our eye gaze and our chin down toward the right side of the body. Eye gaze down toward the floor. Holding here. Feeling that lovely stretch along the left side of the neck. Let's bring the chin, the eye gaze back forward. And as we restack the head over the spine, our elbow drifts down and comes all the way down. Release your right arm down to the side of the right hip. We're going to take that left lateral bend here. So we're going to slide the left fingertips down the left leg and then restack the spine up. So now we're focusing on opening up the right side of the rib cage in the body, but we're still keeping that right heel glued to the mat or the ground. That right heel is not peeling up off the floor. And focus here is that nice lateral stretch, opening up that right side of the rib cage into that right hip. Beautiful job. We're going to take it 2 more here. Enjoying this moment for you to get up and just stretch a little bit while you're going on with your work day to day. Last time. Lowering down. And then restacking all the way up. Beautiful job. From here, we're going to take it to a slight little back bend. We're going to utilize our arms. And I'm going to take this on the side so everyone can see me. We're going to take our hands and we're going to place them on the lower portion of our back. Slight little bend in your knee. And I want you slightly to draw your elbows back to the back of the room. And you're going to open up the chest by tilting your head up toward the ceiling. Now listen to your range of motion. Your hands are here as support, but you're firmly placing the hands in the lower portion of your back as you open up the chest. And particularly, we're opening up the pectoral muscles, so you should be feeling a pull from the chest into almost like the armpit region here as the chin and eye gaze go up to the ceiling. Holding here. So many times we're in flexion if we are seated, if we are driving throughout our day, or just bending over to help patients or clients or working on the computer. So very important, because we're in flexion, we do this nice back extension. And let's just realign the back. So chin comes forward, eye gaze forward. Beautiful. That bend comes out of the knees. And then one more time, slight little bend in the knees. And then back bending, opening up the eye gaze and chest up toward the ceiling. Remember, listening to your range of motion here. And restack. We're going to take it to 1 more. Eye gaze comes back. Elbows to the back of the room. Enjoy this stretch. Feels so good on the pectoral muscles. And then restacking all the way up. Beautiful job. From here, we're going to take a seat. We're going to do one of my absolute favorite exercises and stretches. We're going to be doing a nice rotation in our spine. So many times we're moving in frontal planes of motion, but we tend to neglect how we have to rotate the spine. So I want you to make your hands like a genie. So right palm is going to come directly under your left elbow, left palm directly under your right elbow, and you're going to stack it right in front of your chest just like a genie. You want to keep your head and your neck completely still so they do not move, feet are planted, and we're just going to lift the arms up over the head without threading the head through the arms. So again, keeping the head and the neck nice and still, just the arms are moving up and down, and you can even drop the arms all the way down toward the navel, and then we lift. But again, just very crucial that we're not moving the head and the neck. So in other words, I'm going to demonstrate what we don't want. We don't want to be doing this with the neck because that will cause some irritation in the neck. But we're opening up the chest. So still getting into the pectoral muscles. We're going to do 1 more that we're going to add on. This time, keep the arms floated up toward the ceiling. And I just want you to take it to a nice rotation to the right side of the room. So your left glute and hip still remain planted on the chair. We're just rotating for that spinal twist and then bringing it back center. Again, we rotate to the right side of the room, Nice spinal twist here. Keep that core nice and tight and engaged and bringing it back center. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Right rotation and center. Beautiful job. We're going to take it one more. Then we're going to take it to 4 reps on the left side. Make sure we're nice and balanced today in our stretching practice to the left and bringing it center. Beautiful job. You can take a nice deep breath in and out through pierced lips. We're going to finish up with our last 2. Beautiful job. And our last one, rotational twist to the left and bring it back center. And then slowly float the arms down. So since we're already seated, I want you to take yourself to the edge of your chest or chair a little bit. And I want you to allow there to be some room back behind you for our seated cat-cow stretch. We're going to take our hands and palms and we're going to place them above our knees. You just want to make sure they're not directly on the kneecaps, but just slightly above. And from here, I want you to slightly tuck your tailbone and drop your chin down toward your chest. So you should be almost like in a C-curve position with your back. You're opening up the vertebrae now. So we did those back extensions. Now we are in more of a flexion position with the spine. But then we're going to slide our palms up toward our hip flexors, up toward our hips, and then the eye gaze is going to come up toward the ceiling as the elbows press back to the back of the room. Again, from here, I want you to exhale out through pierced lips, slide the arms forward in front of the knees, open up the spine, C-curving it, dropping the chin toward the chest, exhaling. Inhale, slide the palms back toward the hips, toward the navel, elbows straight back. Opening up the chest and the eye gaze up toward the ceiling. We're going to do 2 more of each motion. Exhaling out in flexion. And then inhaling, sliding the palms back, eye gaze up toward the ceiling. And very last one here. Exhaling out through pierced lips. It should feel really nice on the back. And inhaling in. Come back to a nice neutral spine here. So we're going to end with a nice little glute stretch, a figure 4 stretch. I want you to take that right leg and you're just going to cross it into a figure 4 so that that ankle is directly above the left knee here. From here, we're going to reach the arms up toward the ceiling and we're just going to forward fold, allowing the upper body to hang heavy. And if you're quite tight, you may feel a pretty significant stretch along the right hip and into that medial glute. I know I always do in this stretch. And you may notice one side a little bit tighter than the other. But very important, just allow the head to hang heavy. So no tension in the head and the neck. Your arms and your head are acting almost like a rag doll. You may even start to feel a stretch kind of coming down to the outer portion of your quadricep. And then we're going to slowly roll up back to that seated position, uncrossing that foot, and now we're going to switch sides. We're going to take that left leg, we're going to cross that left ankle over above the right knee, and making sure that we're slightly pressing that left knee out toward the ground. We inhale, we reach the arms up, eye gaze can follow if you choose, and then we forward fold down. And allowing again the upper body and the arms to hang very heavy in the head. And I know for me particularly, I really feel a stretch more on my left side. I definitely feel it on both, but again, you may feel one side is a little bit tighter than the other, and that's completely normal. Good, holding here, breathing it out. Nice deep breath in. And exhale out. Beautiful. Let's see, curve the spine, restack, come up to a nice seated position. Uncross that foot here. We're just going to march the right foot up, down, and then the left foot up, down. Beautiful. Just little tiny marches. And the thing here is you don't want to use momentum, so you don't want to just be stepping like this and really rocking the hips. But we're coming back to what we started with. Can you keep your core engaged? Can you draw the belly back to the low spine? Think about lengthening through the spine, and then without using momentum, try to lift one foot up at a time without rocking the hips. And you notice when you slow this down, and if you really anchor through the right and left hip bone, that your core has to work here. And we're slightly lifting. The higher you lift the leg, you might feel it a little bit more in the top quadriceps, which is that large muscle in the top of the leg. We're gonna take it to one more each side. Just little steps here. And set it down. Beautiful. Let's place that right palm on top of our chest, left palm directly on our belly, closing the eyes, and rocking our body side to side from the right to the left hip. Just swaying the body, feeling nice and secure in this movement. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhaling out through pursed lips. And again, pursed lips. You're going to imagine that you're fogging up a window. So inhaling in through the nose. Exhaling out through pursed lips. And final breath to finish our practice today. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhaling out through pursed lips. Good. Bringing the body still. Both sides, the right and the left hip, are nice and planted. Opening up the eye gaze, wiggling your fingertips and wiggling your toes. And allow the arms to drift down to the sides of the hips. Thank you so much for joining me today. And this will be on demand as well. And I hope to see you next Wednesday. Thank you.